Hello everyone, this is our first video class. How are you doing? I hope everything is okay. So in our first class, we will talk about comparative and superlative adjectives. You're already familiar with the subject, but let's review them. Let's start with the comparatives. We use comparatives to show the difference between two objects. Let's say that I have two cars. I have a little Toyota and a big Ford. A comparative is used to show the difference between these two. So the Ford is big. So we can say the Ford is bigger than the Toyota. Bigger than. See? Big, bigger. Because the Toyota is small, we should say the Toyota is smaller than the Ford. So to learn this, we are going to use 5 basic rules. First one, if an adjective has one syllable, we add the ending er. This is our simple rule. Small, smaller than. Hard, harder than. The ant is smaller than the hippo, as you can see. The ant is smaller than the hippo. Second rule, if a one-syllable adjective ends with a consonant, vowel, a consonant, you must double the last consonant. And then we add er. For example, big. Consonant, vowel, consonant. Sessiz, sesli, sessiz harf kombinasyonu. So we double the G here. Bigger than. Fat. Consonant, vowel, consonant. So we double the T, then we add er. Fatter than. The elephant is fatter than the giraffe. Third rule. If an adjective ends with a Y, remove the Y and add IER. For example, happy. Happy ends with Y. So we drop the Y, remove it, then we add IER. Happier than. Funny, funnier than. The girl is happier than the dog. The girl is happier than the dog. Is it clear? Are you taking your notes? 4 rule. Our next rule is, if an adjective has 2 syllables or more without a Y, then we add more before the word. If it has more than 2 syllables, if it has 2 syllables or more than 2 syllables, we add more before the adjective. So, for example, beautiful. If it has more than 1 syllable, so we say more beautiful than. We don't use er, we use more. More beautiful than. Or expensive. More expensive than. Satisfactory. More satisfactory than. So in the example, we see a frog and a butterfly. The butterfly is more beautiful than the frog. Okay? If it has more than 1 syllable, you don't use er. You should use more. So, these are the rules, but we have a few exceptions. İstisnalar. Good. Good is our exception because you cannot use er. So you should say better than. Bad. Worse than. Far. Farther than. These are our exceptions. So take your notes. And one more thing. If you are comparing two things, if you are using comparatives, don't forget to use than. The Toyota is smaller than the Ford. The Ford is bigger than the Toyota. Okay, these are our examples again. if we are clear with these comparatives, let's move on with the superlatives. So we got the comparatives, but why do we need superlatives? We need superlatives to show the difference between more than two objects. This time we have more than two objects, 3 or more. Let's say that I have 3 cars. I have a little Toyota, a medium-sized Jeep, and we have a big Ford. 3 cars. A superlative is used to show the differences that exist in the group. We have a group of things. The Ford is big, so we can say the Ford is the biggest. Because the Toyota is small, we can say the Toyota is the smallest. So to learn these superlatives, we again have 5 basic rules. First rule, if the adjective has one syllable, we add the ending est. Small, smallest, the smallest. Don't forget to use the. Hard, the hardest, the hardest. The end is the smallest. This time you don't say big, bigger, büyük, daha büyük. This time big, the biggest, en büyük. Okay, this is the difference. You don't say daha büyük. You say en büyük. So, next rule. If a one-syllable adjective ends with a consonant, a vowel, a consonant. Sessiz, sesli, sessiz harf kombinasyonumuz burada da geçerli. We must double the last consonant and add est. Big, the biggest. Fat, the fattest. We have consonant, vowel, consonant with double the last consonant. The hippo is the fattest. Third rule, if an adjective ends with a y, we remove the y and we add iest. Iest. For example, happy again, we drop the y and say the happiest. En mutlu. Funny, drop the y, add iest. The funniest. The funniest. Okay. The elephant is the heaviest. Heavy, heaviest. Rule 4. If an adjective has 2 syllables or more without a y, then add the word most before the word. If the adjective ends with a y, you will only add the word most. If it has 3 syllables or more. Okay? The other rules is for, one-syllabled adjectives. This time we have more than 1 syllable. Like beautiful again. Beautiful, the most beautiful. Expensive, the most expensive. Satisfactory, the most satisfactory. The airplane is the most expensive. En pahalı. So again, we have a few exceptions like good, bad, far again. Good, the comparative form was what? Better, right? This time, the best. Bad, worse, but this time, the worst. Far, farther, superlative form is the farthest. The farthest. İyi, en iyi. Kötü, en kötü. Uzak, en uzak. These are the superlative forms. Take your notes again. And remember, we use then with the comparatives. We should use then. But this time, with the superlatives, we need to use the before the superlative form. For example, the Toyota is the smallest. The Ford is the biggest. Brad Pitt is the most handsome. The airplane is the most expensive. Jim Carrey is the funniest. Okay,